Reliant Stadium in Houston is the site. Indoor football on a sweltering Texas evening. We have a SWAC versus AAC matchup. It's the Southern Jaguars and the host, Houston Cougars. The emotion of college football, it's back. The Jags traveling from Baton Rouge to take on the Houston Cougars in their new home this year, Reliant Stadium, and the 2013 season is just about ready to get underway. Hello everyone, with former San Diego State and NFL quarterback Kevin O'Connell. I'm Brett Dolan. Welcome to college football from Houston. Kevin, we have two teams that hope like they are vastly improved this year. They both like to score a lot of points. They both have very good quarterbacks. So let's talk about them and start with Houston QB David Pyland.
Well, David Pyland has had a very unique time at Houston. He played very well as a true freshman in 2010, filling in for the injured Case Keenum, redshirted in 2011, but was inconsistent at times this past season. New offensive coordinator Doug Meacham comes in from Oklahoma State, and I think he is just the guy to get Pyland playing very well. Dre Joseph, on the other hand, was an all-SWAC performer a year ago. He does not make a lot of mistakes, and he has been rock solid for the Jaguars since taking over. Southern needs to be better in the running department to help out Joseph, take a little bit of pressure off their senior.
Two good quarterbacks, two high-flying offenses. It's the Houston Cougars and the Southern Jaguars. Our opening kick will come your way next. Southern Jaguars have had two drives. They both started at their 7. Terrible field position, and they've been unable to move the football. And Kevin, you go back to their opening game last year against New Mexico for Coach Odoms. He was not even the head coach at that time, but it was a real difficult beginning and one that they were not able to overcome.
They've tried to go back to that tape and really coach off of it because it was a nightmare first half for Southern last year. The first 5 drives were punt, sack, fumble for a touchdown, another fumble, and an INT. They trailed 35-0 with 8:24 left in the second quarter. They didn't give themselves a chance. And you know what? I like the defensive stop right there. Let's see if this Southern offense can come out and try to gain a little momentum.
Richardson could have taken a knee. He'll bring it out instead. Richardson with a step. And he's up near the 35. Best field position by far tonight for the Jaguars, and a play made by Jaleel Richardson. I thought Williams was going to tackle him in the end zone.
Virgil Williams tried to keep him in the end zone, and I think Houston thought he'd stay in the end zone as well. Decides to bring it out, and you know what? Good return out to the 35-yard line. Maybe just what Southern needed to try to kickstart this offense. Starting on your own 7, I can tell you as a former quarterback, is not fun.
Not when you're near the students in the end zone for Houston, so better field position now for Southern. Little trickeration. Joseph down the field. Complete to the 20. Samuel Altman able to get inside Zach McMillan and make a play of 45 yards.
You're going to see the double reverse, and they actually flip that back to Dre Joseph. A lot of credit to the offensive line, but look at Altman go up and get that football, working on the senior Zach McMillan. I'll tell you what, huge play, and that's the kind of play you need to make early on in a football game like this if you're Southern. Love the play call, love the aggressive nature they come out with their 3rd drive.
Big boost for the Jags, now on the move near the Houston red zone. Joseph targeting Altman again, so back-to-back receptions. This one shorter, but nearly 9 yards on the play.
Joseph, you're going to see very good in the pocket, has a very good presence about him. You let him get in a rhythm with this receiving core, and if they're able to protect him up front, we could see this Southern team move the football.
So Trayvon Stewart, the Louisiana native and a sophomore, coming to clean up at the end of that play, but not before. It is a gain of 9. Running play to Kylan Favorite. Did he lose the football? The Cougars have it. Favorite had picked up the first down, but the ball squirted loose. I think it was Bamfo who came up with the recovery.
The last thing you possibly want, you've got a 2nd and 1. Favorite, you got to hold on to that football. Houston's fast. They're very aggressive, and you'll see this defensive front for Houston, they're going to be making plays. That was Tommy Mark right there. I think stripped that football. We saw Bamfo fall on it. Tough tough way for this drive to end. Southern seemed to have some momentum there.
Tommy Mark knocked it loose. Bamfo recovered. The Cougar fans celebrate the turnover. It's their turn to have bad field position, but this quick strike offense would hope to move out of the shadows of their end zone quickly. Little pistol formation for Pylan. Targeting McDuffie. Let's check in with Sean Adams.
Well, I want to talk to you guys about the fact that the offense is going faster, faster, faster for a team that was #1 in the country last year statistically at 18 seconds in between plays. We may see it faster from here on out.
It's a great point, Sean. You got to look at Coach Meacham there, the offensive coordinator. Greenberry, his second catch tonight, and he'll pick up a first down for Houston. Simple pitch and catch, and Kevin, that's a big part of it, those high percentage passes, and Meacham preaches tempo and execution.
With this tempo, and when they are using these personnel groupings, you spread the field like this, they can get the ball to these playmakers, and they'll repeat the play right here.
Greenberry again, nothing fancy, picks up about 9 yards on the play, the sophomore from Fresno. And there you see Meacham. The Cougars won't even substitute, so they will force, I believe, the Jaguars to call a timeout just to slow things down.
It's a good timeout by Coach Odoms because the Jaguars obviously a little off balance there. You see the quick passing, the wide receiver screens. There's no easier call for a quarterback than to just say, run it again. And Doug Meacham, he saw that play. The success they had, the great part about Houston and this receiving core, they work for each other. You'll see them all night long. In this receiver screen game, they find a way to block for their buddies. But you'll see Coach Odoms, he understands this is a huge part in this game, Brett. He understands you let Houston drive.
He's not talking strategy now. He's challenging his guys.
He's challenging them because right now at this point in the game, we talked about the game last year, the opener at New Mexico. He felt not that they quit, but it was just a little big. The moment was a little big for his guys. He's got basically the same group coming back. He feels good about this football team. He wants to see them compete in this first half and really stand up to this Houston offense. He knows the turnover was obviously a huge play, but you got to find a way to get a stop here as a Southern defense.
He wants focus and attention to detail, hoping for a stop here. The Cougars will get the first down with Kenneth Farrow into the secondary. Picks up 7 or 8 yards on the play. Trey Tiller, defensive tackle, the man to make the stop. And the Cougars, you see him up to the line of scrimmage. No substitutions. Calling the play from the line of scrimmage with Pylan, hoping to get the football off quickly again. They had 64 scoring drives last year on offense. 30, almost half, came in under 2 minutes. Dangerous pass, but Ryan Jackson up high to grab the short one. Just no place to go. DeAndre Woodland, one of the first involved defensively for the Jags, but they swarmed to the football here, Kevin.
These middle screens are always so dangerous, and they make you so nervous as a quarterback. So many bodies, the offensive line are pulling downfield, trying to get blocks. That receiver, they call it a tunnel screen for a reason. He's got such a thin margin of error right there.
So David Pylan and company facing a 2nd and 11. Nifty move from Jackson. Into Jaguars territory, and Jackson may have been one step away from getting past Omar Cook and taking it to the house. 16 yards on the play.
You see the vision. I mean, he makes a lateral cut right there. Very, very impressive early on from Ryan Jackson.
Jackson will carry again. Little spin move, and he's near another first down for Houston.
The momentum this Houston offense has, especially when they run the football, becomes very, very difficult for your defensive line to hold up. Coach Odoms looks like he's going to take another timeout.
An injury timeout. One of his men is down, and that's Anthony Balancier, his talented all-SWAC linebacker, who last year led the team in tackles and sacks and tackles for a loss. Coach Meacham has been pushing the issue as he is known to do, and the Jaguars defense just trying to survive this first quarter here at Reliance Stadium.
Coach Odoms doesn't like seeing Balancier down. He's the guy that makes all the calls, really runs this defense, a coach on the field. Coach Odoms can talk about him enough. He's the steadiest player on this team, and he's asking a lot out of him tonight.
So you see him come off the field. Not here on what will be a first down play for the Cougars as we near the end of the first quarter. The Jaguars were on the move inside the Houston 10, trying to get on the board, but a fumble. The Cougars trying to make them pay. Highland's passes have been short on this drive until now. Coming back for the football is McDuffie, but incomplete. Jonathan Mack, who was injured earlier in the game, back on the field there on coverage.
Looks like Pylan tried to throw the back shoulder football right there. McDuffie had the man beat. I think that's one Pylan might want to lay over the top and allow McDuffie to run underneath it.
Pylan's a man who threw the football 77 times in one game last year, so he'll have some stretches where he'll put the football in the air 5, 6, 7 plays. See what he wants to do here on 2nd and 10. It's Farrell outside of the 25. Has a Cougars first down, and he's near the 20 of Southern.
This is something you're going to see this Houston team try to do all year because of their experience on the offensive line. Great job sealing the edge, and Kenneth Farrell, he's got vision as well. He's 220 pounds, but you know what? He can make plays. He can get out and take it the distance at any time. This Houston dual threat running backs, Jackson and Farrell, very impressive early on.
Jaguars will try and regroup at the quarter break. Cougars on the move again. All Houston so far on the move, leading 10-0. Shasta, the Cougars in the house, and the Cougars are on the move. 4 straight 2nd down plays. They picked up first down. David Pylan has had the efficiency in full force for the Cougars. Back shoulder throw in the direction of Maxwell. He had a ball in the end zone. He wasn't able to collect it for a touchdown in the first quarter. Had another try and a deep play, the first play in the second.
You see the play fake? Those linebackers have to react. And Maxwell, he had him beat again. I think Pylan's trying to throw it on the back shoulder a little bit too much. He needs to put that ball out there, maybe to the corner of the end zone, the old back pylon throw. Give Maxwell a chance to go up and get it.
The 11th play of the drive for the Cougars is a running play for Farrell. That may be one of the first negative plays. In fact, the first we've had in this entire game as Farrell goes in reverse. And Virgil Williams, he was the man who was on coverage on the previous play in the end zone, coming up to make a stop of the running game. He has been active. And
you've seen him singled up most of the night on Maxwell. That's by design. Coach Odoms wants to give the rest of the secondary the opportunity to work together. He's in making tackles, he covers, he breaks up passes. He's the all-around corner Coach Odom wants for this Southern defense.
Jags defense needs to make a play here on 3rd and 11. Pylan with time to throw. Not anymore, being chased. Just has to throw it away and give the Jags credit. It was Anthony Balancier. We saw him come off the field, maybe dinged up a bit previously, and he was chasing Pylan all over the field.
They actually bring Virgil Williams. We were just talking about him. They bring him on a corner blitz. Ryan Jackson picks it up. But you know what? For running a pretty exotic pressure like that, Southern's still able to hold up down the field in coverage. Good stop again for this Southern defense. Little by little, they're going to gain confidence playing against this Houston offense, getting a stop again, forcing the field goal try.
Richie Leone, he's knocked one through from 30 tonight. This one will be from 38. And he's true again. Moral victory of sorts for the Jaguars. They limit Leone and the Cougars to a field goal. 13-0 Houston.